Hey everyone, and welcome to the Talks a Lot Boys. I am your host. My name is Tyler, and I'm once again joined by the boys. We've got Kyle.
Oh, how's it going, everybody?
And we got Brennan.
What's going on, folks?
Way to not even attempt to match that energy level, Brennan. I'm disappointed.
Why would I?
I don't know. I was just hoping for it.
I was curious to see what would happen, and part of me knew Brennan was just going to be like, oh, what's up?
I keep it consistent.
Fair enough. So if you've read the title of this video, you would know it's another album review song ranking, and today we're doing it for the best Don Broco album. It's Automatic, baby! Woo!
Damn.
Woo! I don't know why we decided to do this today, but I'm glad we did, because I really like this album, and I always have. Don Broco is a wonderful British band full of British people who sing in British accents, and they make some good music. And this is, in my opinion, the pinnacle of their talent.
You should really be the hype man. They are British guys that sing with British accents, and they're good, you know? So here
the
you
lead
go.
singer has a
Don Broco.
jawline that could cut diamonds.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, them and the Contortionists. They both had guys that just, like, fucking jawlines, dude. Like, like my dude's face was a square.
Dude has some fucking trapezoid bones up in his face.
Yeah, like I remember, like, he turned his head and, like, you just see, like, the lights, like, in the stage, like, behind him, and it's just, like a straight line.
Yup.
Like as straight can be.
So Brennan and I, our first exposure to Don Broco was actually, fun fact, their very first show in the U.S. ever.
Whoa.
They were opening for state champs. I had no idea who they were. Neither did Brennan.
Nope.
And honestly, they were the best part of that whole show, if I'm being perfectly honest.
I mean, state champ slapped, but, like, Don Broco, like they just had, like, an energy about them.
I know. And then, anytime I've seen them since, I've seen them, like, 2 other times since then, and, like, safe to say, I think I've said this before on some other podcasts, they are my favorite band to see live, because holy shit, they just bring this insane amount of energy, and their stuff just hits so much harder live, which really has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. I just wanted to give a little bit of background. So I guess let's just hop right into it. Boys, do you want to just kind of throw out some overarching opinions on this album before we go into the ranking?
Kyle, you want to go first?
I mean, sure. Yeah, I'll go first. I'm down. To kind of follow up on Tyler's story, they saw them, they thought they were incredible, and then they were like, Kyle, listen to this. And I was like, whoa! And I liked it a lot. And it was like...
I remember the first time I showed you Don Broco, I went to, it was in my old apartment, and we were drunk, and we were listening to music, and I went to take a shit, and I played it, and I just heard from the bathroom, just, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I do. Because usually you stick around to wait to see my reaction to things, like the Polyphio story, where like I just kind of like put my head in my hands and was like, and you just watched in awe as I like took a mental shit of wonder. It was fantastic. But with this one, you walked away, so I was like, maybe it's not like that good that he doesn't like really want to stick around to see my reaction. And then you left, and the like it got into like the chorus, and I was just like, what? Whoa! Yeah, no, they're super good. There's something about the way that they sang with their accent that brings such a awesome fucking like aggressive energy to the genre. And it's like his accent is very forward. I feel like a lot of times when there's like an accent in music, it's not always super present, but especially like when he sings lower, man, wow, does that accent just hang around, baby?
Oh, yeah.
And I love it. It's awesome. It's so stylistic and sets them apart that like every time I hear Don Broco, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, it's Don Broco. There's no doubt in my mind, and I really can get down with him. This album in particular, I think slaps really fucking hard. I think there's a lot of really fucking weird shit that goes on in it that I really like. There's a couple songs to me that really stand out on this album. I guess that's technically a weak point for the album because there's just some songs I think stand out like leagues above some others, but like those other songs aren't bad. I just think there's a couple songs that are just so easy to be like, oh yeah, and the other ones I'm like, dope,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if that's a plus or like against it, but like that's just kind of how I feel about the album. Overall, I really dig it, and there are some like super high points to me.
Yeah. I mean, I can agree with that for sure. I'm kind of like, not in the exact same way though, because for me, it's just like, there are songs that are like way better than other ones, right? But I think mainly for me, in my experience of like re-listening to this album, it was more of just like, there were just some songs that couldn't even like come close to touching some of the higher points.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to like some songs being just like this is the definitive best song. Like I didn't really have that necessarily like jump out at me, but there were just songs where I was like, this isn't as good as everything else. Which I guess we'll get into that, but
oh yeah, for sure. I think there's like, in my mind, there are 4 songs that I can think of by name that I think are like above the rest personally.
Sure.
But I definitely can get down with like what you're saying, where it's just like some songs you're like, wow, this doesn't hit the same level. A lot of times in my notes I had like, oh, this song is super solid and it is a bop, but like then in other notes for other songs I was like, this song is incredible. Like there's nothing wrong with this song. It was just like good and then incredible, which it's better than having songs that I'm just like, this isn't good. I don't like this,
Because I will say, like, on their following album, Technology, which has some really, 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 really good songs, but it also has some songs on it that I just fucking hate. Like, and I would say, like, this album doesn't have that, which is why I like this album better. Because, like, I feel like the low points on this album are just, like, average. Whereas, like, the low points in Technology are, like, actual low points, in my opinion.
I'd even go as far to say that there aren't even, like, average points in this album. I think every single song that's even, like, near average at least has some interesting stuff going on that I go, oh, shit, hell yeah. Whereas I can totally agree, though. Like, Technology has some really high points, but then that is contrasted by some lower points that I'm just more... prone to skip a little bit, so...
Yeah,
but that's not the album we're talking about. We're talking about Automatic, baby. Brennan, what do you think about it?
Damn. I gotta say, this album, I listened to it a couple times today, and I definitely... I mean, to echo both your guys' sentiment, this album's, like, kind of top-heavy, but, like, not in a bad way. Like,
I totally agree. 100%.
Yeah, like, it's not like you guys are saying, like, the songs that aren't towards the top are bad. Like, they're totally not. Like, even the songs, like, I wouldn't consider myself, like, a big fan of, I can't trash, like, whatsoever.
Right.
But, I mean, but then there's other songs where it's just like, okay, like, there's a reason that I always never skip this song. Or there's a reason that, I have this song on certain playlists, or I even have it in my liked songs, period, because I don't have, like, the whole album on my liked songs. Like I have, like, like wherever you like the album, like how Spotify like kind of fucked all that up, but like I have that, but then like in my liked songs I have like I think like 9 tracks, and then the other ones like I don't hate them, I just don't love them, but they're not bad at all. So they're not even like low points. They're like okay, like they're just not as good as the others.
Yeah, exactly. It's like none of the songs in this album are bad. It's just like some of them just aren't anywhere near as good as some of the other ones,
Yeah, like there were some songs I listened to today for the first time in years, and I'm like, damn, like this actually is a good song.
Yeah.
It's overshadowed by like in my opinion, there's like 8 songs on this album. Like I have 9 saved, but there's like 8 songs on this album that are like, whoa.
Right.
But there's like 4 or 5 that like are the cream to the crumb.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And I'm really interested to see which songs those are. So we're going to dive right the fuck into this. We're going to rank every song on this album from worst to first, as we do here on the Talks Lot Boys. I'm going to give you a rundown of all the songs in the order that they appear so that we know what we're working with. So, first up, we got You Wanna Know, followed by Super Love. Next is Automatic, then Fire, and then Nerve, What You Do to Me, Money, Power, Fame, Keep on Pushing, Tough on You, Let You Get Away, I Got Sick, Wrong Place, Wrong Time, Bad Feeling, and Further. And I'm not gonna count the You Wanna Know Club Sex Mix because it's just a remix. So I'm just delete that off the list. We're not gonna count that.
Oh, okay. I was about to start with, well, I think that 15th song should be our bottom song.
Yeah, I was like, I don't really
bad.
feel the need to talk about it. It's just like it's a worse version of an amazing song. Yeah. So like I don't. Why even talk about it? You know.
My only note I made for it was very sexy, and that was that was all I had for it. It's not bad. It's just funny and cool that they did it, and it's just like a fun little venture.
I just like that they called it Club Sex Mix.
Yeah.
Well, that's because that was originally their name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was what the band was initially known as.
I had no idea that was a thing.
Whoa. Yeah, I have Wikipedia and a couple other things open up right now. But yeah, originally they were Club Sex, and then they changed their name to Don Loco, but they changed it to Don Broco because their guitarist broke his wrist in a football accident.
Wow, that's a lot of
meaning
lore.
Sucker. Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, Club Sex I guess is their original name.
So I think that there is a song that jumps out to me as being the worst song on the album.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
I want to know if you guys, before I throw this out there, I want to know if you guys also think that there's a song that stands out that should be the bottom of the list.
Oh boy.
Nothing really jumps out to me personally. I mean, there's a couple that I could see possibly being lower, but I really don't have one that stands out to me like it seems like you do. So
I'm thinking either I Got Sick or I barely have anything for Keep on Pushing.
Those are actually two that I have the least notes for too.
Yeah.
I will say that I like Keep on Pushing. I'm not gonna like push for it to be in the top half at all, but I Got Sick is the one that I was gravitating toward because like it's okay, but it really does not have the dynamic range of any of the other songs like at all. Like it does not even come remotely close to the level of complexity that they have in the majority of the other tracks on the album. It's not bad. It's just really generic, and that's why it's just kind of there.
Yeah,
and it just kind of feels out of place.
Honestly, I had like this is really random, but I had like a Bruce Springsteen Born in the USA vibe.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
It was so much so that after I heard I Got Sick, I was like, wait a minute. I looked up Bruce Spring, like I looked it up, like the Born in the USA, and I was like, this is like too similar.
Yeah. That's honestly like I get the same vibe. I wasn't sure like what song it sounded like, but that's what it is.
Yeah, I do think this song like is really catchy, and I think that that point might actually be partially because of that, but I don't know. It's like it's really punchy. It's pretty barren compared to the other stuff. They often have a lot of stuff going on in a lot of their songs, whereas this one's very like the drums are syncopated in a very simple rhythm. The guitar's doing a riff, and then there's the vocals, and there's like some dead space in between there, which, like I said, doesn't really happen a lot in the album. So it does feel a lot less busy than some of the other stuff, because I think that's a big like thing for me in this album. Is a lot of this album is busy, like hardcore busy, and and it's always some like weird shit. But this one's very simple, very exposed, but not in like a emotional raw way as some other songs kind of hit. It's just kind of there, and it slaps, and I can get down with it, but it also is just like you said, when you compare it to other songs, it's just not got as much going on.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And the only other songs that I think even like come close to the same spot and I think should like definitely be in the bottom would be Fire and Nerve. I thought were kind of like, they're again not bad, just compared to a lot of the other stuff. I didn't think they really like pushed the envelope at all, you know.
Yeah,
I was listening
mainly
to Nerve.
Fire. Like I think Fire especially. I'm gonna push for that to be the spot just above I
Fire?
Got Sick. Yeah,
I can get
'Cause,
down
like,
with that.
yeah. Like it's really good. Like it has like nice flow. Like it's catchy, whatever. But like the chorus just seems very basic and simple compared to a lot of the other songs.
Yeah.
I just
That's
feel
pretty-
like in a scenario where we have to rank these like with each other, I think that is really like a big holding back point, you know.
Yeah, I actually have the exact note. Verses is where this song shines. Choruses are same old, same old.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it literally, because, like, the choruses in this one really slap. There's some really cool, like,
Yeah.
chugging, like, instrumentals going on. And, like, the way he, like, jumps around his vocal range is really impressive. And this is one of those songs where that accent is really forward, and I really love that. And that might just be a me thing. I don't know. I don't think that's really an unbiased thing. I'm just like, ooh,
The British guy
that's
sounds
fun.
British. Put it at the top of the list.
Oh, every time you hear the British, you put them at the top. Uh-oh, every song's number one. Oh, no. But yeah, no, I think, Fire, I don't know, because, like, the instrumentals and the layering and stuff in the verses are really cool. But then, like, when it comes to the chorus, man, it is just feel good. And that's not enough.
Yeah,
Really.
it, like,
Especially
I
with
really
some killer
think-
choruses in this album. Like, there are some choruses
Yeah.
in this album that, like, make me give me fucking chills, which we'll get to
Same, yeah.
way later.
Yes.
But,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm glad we're on the same page with all of this so far because like that was like my big gripe with Fire. I was like, the verses are great, but like the chorus is just so lackluster that like it's catchy, you know, not everything on the album needs to be this like masterfully crafted pile of insanity, but like just
But most
when we
of it
have to
is.
rank them against each other, like Fire just doesn't really hold up because of that.
And then I can agree also with putting Nerve probably like right above it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I can't remember what song it is, but the intro is like a direct carbon copy of like a pop song.
Really?
But I can't remember what song it is. But
I don't know.
yeah, I barely have anything written on Nerve either.
I mean, like, I have notes for it because, like, I definitely like the way that it kind of just starts out with like the piano and like the light percussion. It like definitely makes it like stand out. I love the chorus, like the falsetto vocals, and like they're layered over the backup vocals. It's just got this like very like inspirational tone. Like it's really awesome. Just like it, even with all of that being said, it doesn't do enough to hold a candle to like the higher tier songs on this album.
I do think that, like, I'm super down with I Got Sixth and Fire as like our 14 and 13. I think the next spot is, I mean, in my mind, I don't know about you guys, but we've mentioned them both already, is Keep On Pushing and Nerve are the two that I'm kind of like back and forth on coming next. Because I think they both have some stuff that make them stand out, but they're both not really pushing the envelope. And they're kind of in the similar ways, but also like their own things that I feel like that's kind of a discussion, like a comparison that could be pretty close anyways.
Sure. I mean, I can agree. I think Keep On Pushing is definitely going to be like around this territory. I personally think that it should be above. Well, actually, I don't know. I think I could sway either way on this one. the more I
Right?
think about
Yeah.
it. Do you want to? What do you think? Kyle, since you're the one like mainly pushing for this, what are your thoughts on
I don't.
Keep On Pushing?
So, well, I mean, because we were just talking about nerves, so I was kind of feeling like the nerve train for a second. But I for Nerve, it's another song where there's not a lot going on all the time, but it's more of like an overarching theme of like this like echoey synthy or like echoey plucking of like chords and stuff,
Right.
with vocals and stuff, and then the choruses are like really like another like feel goody anthem kind of like high vocal falsetto-y chorus bit that like it really is a good package, but like we've said for every song so far, I feel like it doesn't really go that far as some other songs.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And then I was like, because we mentioned Keep On Pushing as being another one we were thinking about being in the bottom, like right off the bat. And I was like, man, these songs kind of fit in that same vein. Whereas Keep On Pushing is that like punchy, kind of like bobbing back and forth kind of feel for a lot of it.
Yeah.
And it's really good, but I don't really think it goes a lot of anywhere, if I'm being honest. And that doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just like, it's a solid song that, like, honestly, like some of the songs I could totally see coming up on the radio. And I know that sounds like an insult, but it's something that would come on and I'd groove to it, not necessarily like think really in depth about it, but like the moment it comes on, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, and I go, But
yeah,
and that's absolutely not a diss against them, because that's definitely like, if people hear that me say that they could be on the radio, everyone's like, it's so fucking simple. Oh, they're selling out. No, it's not. That's not the case. It's more the fact that I could vibe to it.
Yeah.
I do. Part of me is leaning to Keep On Pushing being above Nerve a little bit, because there are some really tasty instrumental riffs in that song with the guitar kind of vibing, and the lead singer does kind of go all over the place a little bit in the verses especially.
Mm-hmm.
And they both actually have that like high chorus bits too, which is pretty interesting that I ended up saying we should compare the two.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I'm probably leaning towards Keep On Pushing personally, but it's definitely close. So what do you guys think?
I mean, I think Keep On Pushing should be above it, solely because, I mean, I agree with literally everything you said. Like, you hit the nail on the head there, with all of that. I just think that, like, the thing that gives Keep On Pushing a slight edge, in my opinion, is just the fact that they do a lot of, like, cool layered vocals, and, like, just the way they kind of, like, blend all the vocals together is just, like, really cool, and, like, it's just structured really well. And I think that just, like, because the songs are very much, like, in the same vein, just, like, one is more plucky and the other one is more, like, punchy, if you will. But I just think that, like, just because they have that, like, little extra amount of, like, attention to detail and, like, extra, like, nuance, I guess, that's why I think Keep On Pushing should be above it. But I could be swayed to change my mind, I guess. Brennan,
definitely could be too.
Yeah, Brennan, what do you think?
I feel like I actually just listened to a little bit of Keep On Pushing just because I need a little bit of a reminder. But Keep On Pushing just has more going on. Like, like it's not quite pop punk, but like the riffing going on and like the drumming, like the beats like going on in the background while like during the verses, like I really enjoy. That being said, I don't think that, I mean, the song is obviously not a powerhouse. I mean, we're talking about putting it at fucking 11.
Right.
But it's just, like, to me, it's just like a tastier jam than Nerve. While Nerve's just kind of like mellow, like you said, like there's like some light piano work, some light percussion, and then of course like a decent chorus. But like, to me, it just doesn't really go anywhere, like, compared to like, I mean, the rest of this album, I mean, there's like bass lines that just fucking smoke both of these songs. Like, I mean, it's just, I would put Keep On Pushing above Nerve.
You mentioned the structure of the one song, and I think that, I think Keep On Pushing does have a really nice, like, building and, like, falling down to it. Kind of like that we often kind of give a lot of props to. And I really like the way the song ends with, like, the really, like, light synth that kind of fades out, too. It's a really nice little, like, because it kind of, like, has some of those like tones that you hear in that chorus with the vocals, but that synthy feel that that is already like something that they're very prevalent with. So it does kind of still have that same vibe that they always hit, but just not at the same like level as some of their other songs. So it does kind of touch on their feel while also being stripped down. So I think that does kind of give me the edge for it personally.
Nice. All right. So that was the easiest first four we've ever done.
Absolutely.
No arguing. Super quick. Just get all the weak links right out of the way. And I guess like those are the only ones that really stood out to me as being like weak links on the album. I think moving forward, it's gonna be tough for starting from like this point onward. Are there any? I'm not really sure off the top of my head what I think should come next.
I kind of have another idea as far as like simple goes.
Okay.
It's definitely more so than other songs, and it has some stuff that is really catchy and like groovy, but I do think it's pretty standard as far as like changes and transitions go, which they seem to like really like to get complex with, and it's Let You Get Away.
Really?
There's definitely some vocal moments in it that are really stand out, and the instrumentals are like pretty solid, but I think that overall, man, it just doesn't really move the way that songs like You Want to Know and like What You Do to Me do. But I mean, I'm down to hear, because like you're right, this is closer now. This is where it gets a little more gray. That's just one that I'm kind of leaning towards being a little bit less than some of the others that are left. But I'm curious to hear what you guys say after.
I get your gripe, but this is gonna be like an instant gratification moment.
Got you.
I think that. I mean, Tyler. I mean, honestly, I don't know where Tyler is on this, but like, I feel like how. Well, actually, there's actually gonna be an acceptance speech moment. In the actual song acceptance speech, like there was more of like an atmosphere kind of built, and even though I feel like Let You Get Away, like you said, instrumentally, it's not like spectacular. Like I'm not saying it's like number one. I do think that like. This is like one of the songs where like simplicity kind of works. And like I said, it's more of like an atmospheric thing than like just instrumentally off the walls. That and like the chorus, I don't know what it is, but the chorus just like hits me every time, even with like
for sure.
Like the strumming, like the chord progression, like in the chorus, like it's just like, dude, like they nailed this track.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm more on Brennan's side with this.
That's fair.
I definitely don't think that Let You Get Away is next.
My response would be to give me a better option.
What?
My response would be just to give me a better option, because I can totally see where you guys are coming from. I'm not like completely against it, because I totally agree that the chorus of this song really does hit me good, and there's a lot of good little building moments.
I just think that like there's like this song just kind of sprinkled in a lot of like little extra things that kind of just like push it over the top. Like, yes, it is like more basic in a way, but I think that just like the way they like, I don't know, it's another song. This happens a lot in this album, I noticed, where like songs will kind of build themselves up to like hit you with just maximum force in the chorus and then kind of like deconstruct themselves back down.
Yeah.
And this is like one of the songs that like does that really well, I think. The chorus is insanely catchy, obviously. I don't know. I love the way they add like subtle little extra vocals under the main vocals in the chorus. I think that's just such a cool touch that like they didn't have to do it, but like the fact that they did. And it's like if you're not even listening to it with headphones, like you can't even really notice, but like it's this really tiny little nuance that I think just gives it a little extra like pizzazz, you know?
Yeah, that's super fair.
And even though the song kind of like strips down in the verses a little bit, it still manages to kind of like maintain the driving force. Like it doesn't really like slow down at all. Like it keeps the same tone, but they're just kind of like stripping things out of it just so that like when the chorus comes back, it's going to hit you even harder. And I thought that was like a really good choice too.
Yeah, they're fantastic at like setups.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that
one thing. Oh, I'm sorry, but
no, yeah, you're good. Go, keep going. Keep selling.
One thing that, like I remember like whenever we first saw them live in Cleveland, their drummer is actually the guy that sings all like the really high notes.
Yeah,
like all like the falsetto and like I mean, of course, like Rob Dimiani, whatever his name is, like does like some of that, but like their drummer's like the guy that gets like really up there.
Yeah,
and it's
clean
cool.
as fuck.
Yeah, dude, he's like incredible. Like I remember on Technology, they have a song called Tightrope, and like in the chorus, whenever he's actually singing Tightrope, and then it's like both of them, it's like ooh, but like, like this whole album is just littered with like Tyler said, it's just like a perfect like layering, and I think that since like that's how the band's constructed to where they actually have like two vocalists, like whenever we saw them in Cleveland, it was so cool to like hear both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, there's just such like a nasty fucking layering, and like it just vibes with the instrumentals, and that really takes off with like Let You Get Away, because it's like there's like a contrast between the two voices, and like Tyler said, like they're able to like add in like extra little tidbits that's like, you know, most bands just don't even attempt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a really interesting point that you bring up too. Is like the only other band I can think that really is in comparison to it is ironically Dance Gavin Dance, where like they have two people that are always singing the vocals. One obviously rapping for well, not rapping, but like screaming for Dance Gavin Dance. Rapping is a stretch, but
He's got some flow. He's got some flow though.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. But no, my point is that they both have two people that are always doing it. So even if like, because like some groups will do layering and post. So when you see them live, they can't actually do that unless they like have a massive amount of tech on stage. Whereas bands like Don Broco, obviously I haven't seen them live, so I'm glad you brought that point up because it made me realize that they have the ability to even do that in a live performance, and that's really cool that they able to do that. You're definitely selling me on the song a little bit, and the more I think about it too, the little change ups that they have in the chorus, where like halfway through the chorus there's like a full stop, and then like it gets really like kind of marchy near the end, and then it goes into the way stuff. It's a really cool little movement in the chorus, especially. So I'm down to save it for now. I'm definitely down. You've sold me. I'm sold. I'm all yours. But
so
what do you guys...
going back through my notes while we've been talking about this, I think the only song that stands out to me as not being just like a masterfully crafted, layered building pile of just ear magic is Money, Power, Fame. I think like of the ones left, that's probably the most basic one.
You know, I was actually kind of feeling the same thing. As much as I love that song,
yeah,
there are like I was thinking between this one and Tough on You, but I feel like Tough on You, like I can't really say it brings more, but like it's different.
I think Tough on You is way better than
I'm
Money, Power, Fame.
Tough on You.
Way better.
I'm totally hearing the Tough on You. Like I'm kind of down for that also being near next. I don't know. Money, Power, Fame has a lot of really cool little moments in it that they like kind of go the extra mile. Specifically in the bridge, there's a lot going on. They modulate the key, and like it gets all like funky. I'm like, whoa! And there's a lot of layering going on in the verses, just like kind of like we were saying about the last song we were talking about too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like some really awesome like breathe it in, we need it stuff over the top that the drummer sings. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, dude.
I really think that like, yes, like they do add in like little touches here and there in this song, but like nowhere near to the extent as the rest of the songs on the list that we have left, like at all. I in my opinion, like of the ones left, I just think that this one is the most basic. Like, yes, they do a lot of like the kind of building it up and tearing it back down and stuff, but they do that in like most other songs on this album. So like I just don't see anything that gives Money, Power, Fame an edge over anything that's left.
I feel like this song lands very similarly in the same place as what was the last song we were just talking about? Let You Get Away. Was that what it was? Was that the song we were talking about?
Yeah, that was the one we were talking about before with like the layering and stuff.
The one where I said it might be next.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, okay, cool. Some of these songs are named similarly, so I like keep on pushing and Let You Get Away.
Notes for all of them, so I'm just getting lost.
Oh, 100%, me too. That's why I was like, wait, what song was it? But no. I don't know, I feel like Money, Power, Fame has like the same kind of, it's pretty basic at points, but then they also add in a bunch of little touches, or like the little guitar will go on a riff. The vocalist, especially in the bridge, will go on and on and on and on, and like the guitars and shit match it, and then the vocalist will go like up a key, and I'm like, whoa. And like, I don't know, man. There's a lot going on in this song that I feel like is pretty solid.
There is. I just think every other song does more.
I don't see like the only song I could argue to put under it's Tough on You.
I definitely say I could see that too.
And I disagree with that a lot.
I'm not even saying that like putting it under it, but I'm saying if we put Money, Power, Fame at 10, I'd put Tough on You at 9. because like I feel like pretty much everything else just brings like way more than both of these songs. Because like I get where Kyle's coming from, that like Money, Power, and Fame does have like a lot of like little tidbits, but like Let You Get Away kind of nails like the atmosphere of like, you know, having like a white buffalo, like obviously like someone got away, you know, like
Yeah.
While like Money, Power, and Fame, like I don't know. If I was on like Wall Street, I would definitely bang that, like just jam that song all the time. But
Yeah.
Well, can
something...
we? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no! What were you gonna say, Tyler?
I was just gonna say, like, I was asking if Brennan and I have officially voted Money, Power, Fame into that slot, or if we were.
Well, I don't know.
I can agree.
You don't think Tough on You could be beneath Money, Power, Fame?
I don't think so
Brennan?
at all, but that's
Brennan. Because I'm definitely in that boat.
You're in that boat.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think... I don't know. Tough on You has something that a lot of other songs on this album don't have, and it's a note that I made like some stars next to, is that the chorus to verse transitions aren't nearly as like smooth and blended together as some other things. A lot of it like kind of bleeds into each other, whereas this one has a very like smooth, almost like club sex-ish kind of vibe to it in the choruses, with like the snaps and like a lot of like oohs stuff going on in the vocals, and then it kind of just goes right into like a heavier bit of the chorus that I feel like it's a little bit disconnected from each other, where like the chorus is a little bit more rocky than the verses in a way that doesn't flow as well as some other things on this album. I definitely like the song though. Speaking of that club sexiness, I do really like it. I think the snaps and the shit are really cool. I just kind of wish the choruses would have been more in that vein, because it feels like a little bit like two ideas that don't connect together as well as I wanted them to, if that makes sense.
I just think that like Tough on You is like a perfect example, probably like the most perfect example in my opinion, of like the way that they managed to like craft songs around this like weird idea of like being able to like build the song up to like super high punchy points, but then being able to like tear it down all the way to like the opposite end of the spectrum during other parts. And it just kind of like the dynamic between the two just like makes each part hit extra hard, because they're so like dynamically different, just like in the way that they kind of like hit you, you know? Yeah. I just think that like, I don't know. And like the part that like really stood out to me on this is like when they go back to the second, like when they go back to the verse, like the second verse, they strip it back down and start going back to like the synth beat and like the snaps and stuff. Mm-hmm. But then like they also started adding in just some like little guitar licks in the background that just like gave it like a little extra flavor, and it just like kept it like way more interesting. And like just little touches like that are really like, I'm not saying that like this song is going to be like top tier at all, but like as far as like this versus Money, Power, Fame, I think this one has a lot more intricacy to it.
I disagree, but I do think that they're close. I definitely agree that these are like the next ones personally, but I think that Money, Power, Fame has just some more really awesome like over the top moments that they go for, and I think it all kind of connects a little bit better than this one, because I can totally see the point you're making about like it kind of like being one thing, like building up and then deconstructing, but also adding little bits in. But there are just so many times where like it, like going from chorus to even the bridge, it just comes down so far like that there's not a lot of the chorus left in it. Whereas in other songs, when they do that, there's a very smooth, like we often talk about like the roller coaster of a journey that songs are, and I feel like it really drops off all of a sudden, and then kind of comes back up to it. There's not like a very smooth trend through it. There's a very like punchy guitar moving through the choruses, and then it comes down to like just a drum beat and like a little bit of that guitar versus like kind of like that, you know, that fluid motion into it that I think that Money, Power, Fame has more of. And I think for like those reasons, as well as some of those really over the top modulation little moments, some of the times where the rhythm changes a little bit, I think that song gets the edge for me. But Brennan, it seems like you might be the boy to decide the next place.
Oh boy, this is tough because
is it tough on you?
Of course. I definitely see both of your arguments. I do feel like Tough on You is like, now when Tyler was talking about the second verse, like that's like how I want a song. I mean, obviously not every song, but like if you are gonna like deconstruct a song like that, it was perfect. Like going from like the high energy of the chorus, all of a sudden like boom, we're in fucking rock bottom, like basically nothing but, you know, the dude's voice and like a little bit of percussion or like whatever, and then like adding in like little things here and there, like a little guitar licks and all that stuff, and all of a sudden they build back to a chorus. Like the second verse is like, it's just perfect to me. And then as Kyle's saying, Money, Power, and Fame has a lot going on. Like, it is like a thick song. But I feel like a lot of other songs on this album are like similar to that, but better. Oh boy. Do I have a coin to flip or something?
Just go with your gut.
My gut is Money, Power, Fame, and then Tough on You.
That's fair.
Cool. Money, Power, Fame, 10. Tough on You, 9. And that's a painful choice because I do enjoy both songs. But
I see when I am defeated.
But we're nearing the top heavy part of this album.
Yeah. For sure. I think these are the last songs that really, in my mind, are like an echelon below the ones that are left. I think we're really now getting into the territory, in my mind, of like the oh fuck slappy shit.
Yeah, now I'm like getting concerned because I actually don't really know what comes next. Do we want to do? Well, I kind of I don't know how this is going to resonate with the rest of you.
Oh boy.
I think we might be getting close to a point to place further.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think it's next.
I don't think it's next either. I just think like if we're getting into territory where we're gonna have to start talking about it, because I don't think it's top 5.
It is an excellent.
You don't think it's top 5?
No, I don't. I'm not gonna beat her on the bush on that. It's not.
I legitimately was like ready for you to say Automatic, 100%.
Why would I say that?
Because I don't think Automatic is as good as everyone thinks it is. I like the song and I think it slaps. And I really enjoy Bobby. I don't agree at all. I don't agree at all.
Further's good. I like it. It's
what?
Just.
Oh,
doesn't...
no, it's over. The friendly times have ended. It's all over.
Friendly times.
The years of peace have passed us by. The age of war is upon us. Oh my god, I'm gonna vomit, dude. You think Further could be... You brought up Further? What, is that number 8? You brought up this conversation here?
I didn't say it was gonna be number 8. I just said we're getting to a point where it's gonna be part of the conversation.
You brought it up in the realm.
You know what is absolutely... You know what is crazy?
Oh my god.
You know what is crazy?
What?
In my power ranking, 8 is exactly where I have Further.
Oh my god. Yes. You guys are just disgusting to me. Honestly, like I try to be civil. I try, man. But that's like actually disgusting that your taste thinks that Further is 8.
Kyle,
that is disgusting.
I'm
actually I'm legit. I've never been so disgusted at an opinion that you guys have thrown out on one of these episodes before.
Kyle.
That is horrendous to me.
Kyle.
That is disgusting.
Kyle. Where do you want Further to be?
What?
Where do you want Further
Kyle
to
probably
be?
wants a top 5.
I absolutely want a top 5.
I don't. How?
What do you mean, how?
I mean, compared to everything
Okay,
left, how do you feel
so
that way?
all right, Kyle.
What?
Let's say theoretically you put Further at 5. What 3 songs are beneath it?
What 3 songs are beneath it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying theoretically we put Further at 5. What's below it?
Okay, let me look at the list of songs to
What are we gonna have a fist fight over?
What comes next. What other songs do we have left here? Actually, do you want to just do a recap? Because we're at a point where we like halfway-ish through the album.
Can you give me the number of how many songs there are? Because I don't have that written down.
14 if you're not counting the club mix.
Okay, cool. So 14 is I Got Sick, 13 is Fire, 12 is Nerve, 11 is Keep On Pushing, 10 is Money, Power, Fame, 9 is Tough on You. Woo. We are left with You Want to Know, Super Love, Automatic, What You Do to Me, Let You Get Away, Wrong Place, Wrong Time, Bad Feeling, and Further.
I definitely think that one of the songs that's in conversation, even though it's legitimately like a feel-good song, like it's like a guilty pleasure song almost to me, I don't think it's as good as a lot of the other songs left, is Bad Feeling.
No!
Whoa.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Not even at all. Oh, Bad Feeling is top 3, and I will fight you to the death on that. I will fight you to the
Bad Feeling is top 3?
Yes. Did you not listen to the same song that I listened to?
I love the song, but like on an unbiased level, I thought it was gonna be like 6 or 7.
Bad Feeling does more than any other song on the album.
Whoa.
I'm not gonna say it's my favorite because it's not. So like I don't care.
It's one of my personal faves to listen to, like 100%. But it's the situation that we run into a lot. It seems like that Tyler, you bring up this point a lot. Is like I listen to it all the time, but is it like unbiasedly the best song, like near the top of this album? I don't really think it is.
Well, that's I don't listen to the song all the time, but like upon re-listening to it, like it stood out to me as being like definitively the most complex song on the album. Like hands down, no contest by like a mile.
Interesting.
Well,
can I just dive into this now?
Well, real quick, let me finish off the apparent hypocrisy of my 3 that would go in the next 3 spots, because it's you already know one of them's Automatic.
Sure. Okay, so you have Bad Feeling and Automatic. What else?
And then Let You Get Away. Another one that I think is close to that conversation is Super Love, but I'm not sure.
I mean, I guess I can get behind Let You Get Away being in one of the next spots.
Okay.
I would say one of the next 2. But I would also say that one of the next 2 is going to be Further.
That blows my mind, man. I can't believe. Because you know what? Like in my mind, obviously it's not technically, but in my mind, Further is the album ender on this album. I feel like
technically it is, yeah.
It is such an awesome fucking album ender. I don't understand. I thought we were gonna go on another album ender rant on this one.
I like Further. I think it's a really good album ender. It's a good, like, epic, inspirational, awesome song. When I look at the rest of the songs we have left, I just can't bring myself to say that is objectively better than anything else that we have left to talk about, personally.
Interesting. It's a point that I will make, because you were very, very passionate about Bad Feeling, which I'm actually really down that you're passionate about Bad Feeling, because, like, personally, I love the song. I just didn't think, on an unbiased level that it would be as high as you seem to be making it. But, I'll write it out. Why not? But
can I please just tear down Bad Feeling right now? Because I feel like I have to enlighten you.
The only point I was going to make,
hear what I heard when you listened to this song.
Because the point I was going to make was that, Further, I think instrumentally doesn't have as many crazy stuff going on. I think instrumentally it's still really in depth because Further has like a lot of time singer changes, but it's a lot of the same kind of sounds the whole time. Whereas Bad Feeling pulls out the most random crazy fucking instruments ever.
Exactly.
There's like the fucking pluckiness. There's a fucking vibraphone at one point. There's like the shaker, like. And, like, I think that's awesome, and I think that's really creative for them, but I think it starts to leave the realm of what I feel is Don Broco a lot, where, like, You Want to Know and What You Do to Me, I think that's the other one I'm thinking of? Yeah. What You Do to Me are 2 songs that when I think of Don Broco, I think of that sound, because they are similar in, like, the sound of them. But I think, I don't know, I feel like Bad Feeling starts to leave that a little bit. So I was like, I don't know if it's the best Don Broco song on this album.
Yeah, but it's so damn good, though.
Damn.
And like
I legitimately did not think you guys were gonna think this highly of Bad Feeling.
I didn't think I was either until I like re-listened to it today, and I like
wow.
You got like I just have to like make this like blanket statement, I guess. Like when I like take the time to like re-listen to the albums to do these reviews, like I literally just like I sit down, I put on like my soundproof headphones, I just take it all in. I try to listen to like every little thing that's like happening. Because, like, normally when I listen to these songs, like, I just have them on while I'm doing other shit. I'm not really paying a ton of attention. So I gravitate toward, like, some of the other ones, you know? So, like, when Bad Feeling came on, I was like, I dig this. I'm ready for it. This is probably going to be, like, a mid-tier song for me. And then I just, like, I hear all of, like, the shit that's going on in that song. Like, I wasn't even aware of how, like, insanely layered that song was until I like re-listened to it today. Like it became like a Where's Waldo of like instruments by the end of it. Like literally like the way they sprinkle in extra instruments throughout it, and just like it's insane how much stuff they managed to like work in and like blend into it by the end of it. Like they add like little trumpet blasts, like little extra guitar licks underneath it, and like add some synth. They add like just tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of shit by the end of it, and like it just turns into like this cacophony of like grooviness.
I'm so glad you said cacophony. It's the word that came to my head. Yeah. You said it, and I was like, oh, you read my mind.
It's so like they didn't need to do any of that to make the song like work, but like the fact that they did it, it just pushes it so much further over the edge that like. Just like the attention to detail, the nuance in that, like the way that they crafted that song, and it's just like a fucking like, it's the most 80s song on the track, also on the fucking on the album too, and it's just super damn funky. They have like xylophone in it, like I don't know. I just think that the fact that they were able to construct something like that is just absolutely bonkers, and like I think it would be an absolute disservice to put it this low in the rankings because of like how much that song does and like how well all of it works together. Like
I'm down.
I can't even wrap my head around how they came up with some of that shit, and like that's why I am very passionately fighting for Bad Feeling to not be next at all. I don't even want that to be in consideration for the next spot.
All right, I'm down. I really didn't think you guys were going to go there, but all right, I'm down.
Yeah, because this is actually one of the songs that I listen to frequently from the record. Mm-hmm. Just because, I mean, you guys both just nailed it. Like, there is so much going on. There's so much shit that they just didn't have to do and it still be a good song. But the fact that they did it, and it's just, I mean, they're like, the song is so over the top, 80s, like, in an album that has like an 80s kind of feel. Like the song just sticks out to me, and I'm like, damn. So I totally get Tyler saying that it should be top 3. I think it should at least be top 5, if not top 3.
Yeah.
Another song that I think kind of fights it, Super Love. Like obviously, Super Love doesn't have like the crazy like cacophony of instruments that like Bad Feeling does, but like it's in like a similar vein in my opinion.
See, I totally feel that, and something that I give Super Love over Bad Feeling is that Super Love sounds like Don Broco. Like it has the like they have a lot like I don't know what it is about Bad Feeling, because like I have a lot of positive notes about it here, I swear. Like I love that song, but like a note that I have at the end is so weird and so good because it's not like very in their vein, but they do something out of their vein that works really well. And it still has that 80s feel that they like to go for, and I get that. But there's so many instruments that they don't have anywhere else in the album, which is cool, but it's also something that's really nowhere else in their library. So when I look at this album, I have songs like Further, like fucking Super Love, like You Want to Know, like What You Do to Me, that are all songs that like hit like that energy that they bring so hard, and they're really like complex and in depth. Whereas this song is really complex, in-depth, and cool, but leaves that realm that they constantly are in. And it's super fun and super cool, and I can appreciate that. But compared to other songs that are just so in their wheelhouse and so powerful for them, it just doesn't really compare to me. I definitely think it's super good, and I'm so down to table it. I really thought that was where you guys want to go to, because often when there are songs that like kind of leave the wheelhouse of the artist, you guys seem to be more in the boat of like, it's a mid-tier song, because like it's really cool, but it doesn't really hit their notes.
I don't leaves their wheelhouse at all.
Yeah, I don't get that vibe at all. I think
if anything, I think Further leaves their wheelhouse, which is why I think it should be here.
Yeah, I think Further's more of like
it's like a power ballad, but like
it's like a sad power
less
ballad. Yeah, but Bad Feeling is like, because like when I listen to Super Love, when I listen to like, you know, I don't know why, but like Wrong Place, Wrong Time. You know, You Want to Know, like
I really like Wrong Place, Wrong Time.
That's tabled.
Yeah,
100%.
Sure, that's tabled.
That was the one for me that was like, holy shit! Oh my god,
like,
we have to
for
keep
me,
this
like,
in the top 5.
Yeah, like Bad Feeling, Wrong Place, Wrong Time, and Super Love are like the 3 tracks that don't get as much love as like You Want to Know, What You Do to Me, and Let You Get Away, like on like the main stage, I guess. But like those 3 songs to me are like Don Broco in a nutshell. Like,
yeah, I can agree with that.
Especially like this album, like it's like so like 80s sounding. It's so, there's so much going on. There's so many fucking layers. It's like Shrek. It's just like it's Don Broco to me. Like Bad Feeling, I think like is like the absolute center of their wheelhouse, and it's just everything else is like a little different.
I agree, and that's really why I think Further needs to be next, because I think of all the songs left, that's the least Don Broco-y of all of them. Like, I think it's a good song, but like when I think of Don Broco, that does not even like pop into my head.
Have you guys heard Further before?
I have.
Oh yeah.
I think it's like, a good song.
I listened to
that
it
song
twice
legitimately
today.
gives me chills, especially like the last like 30 seconds of that song. And the vocals are the best on this entire album. Like, I won't hear any other opinions. I think the vocals in that are like the most incredible that they put out. There's a lot of other great vocals, don't get me wrong, but like none of them hit the level of some of the vocals in Further. And the way that they like light up the dark side, can you do that? Can you do that with the harmonies? And then the further, and they're like jumping around harmony wise all over the place. It's something that they, to your point, don't do a lot on other places of the album, but it's just so spectacular. It hits levels that I didn't think that they would hit. They really knock it out of the park with like everything. The instrumentals are very, very like time signature switchy uppy, and like obviously like I have admitted that, you know, obviously the instrumentals aren't the same like levels as they are in some other songs, but I think that, you know, they're all still very like complex, even though they are like more one note than other songs in this album, which I can see why you guys would say, you know, it's a little less Don Broco than other things. I totally see that. But man, like they do so much in that song, dude. Like there's so many just dancing vocals that just soar, and they're all fucking incredible. There is not a moment in that song that like throws me off at all. I mean, obviously there's not a lot of songs that do that for the rest of this album, but I can't believe that you guys, I'm in disbelief. I see that I'm outvoted, and like I'm fine to be outvoted by Bad Feeling because I like Bad Feeling, but I think Further is incredible, and I can't believe that I'm being outvoted on Further. This might be the most disappointing outvoting I've ever had against me. I'm in awe, bro.
I agree with everything you said, except for like thinking that it deserves to be higher than 8. I think it's a really well done, very powerful, moving song. It's got the sweeping instrumentals, all that shit. It's great. It's just, this is, I truly believe in my heart of hearts that this is where it belongs, and I can't change my mind about that.
I am baffled. And
like
honestly, Tyler, if you feel it in your heart of hearts, then obviously that's why it should be next.
Like I said in my preliminary power ranking, number 8 is exactly where I have it. So
yeah, I mean, I'm outvoted. You know, it's next, I guess. But man, that might be the most disappointed I've ever been in an opinion from you guys. Like legitimately, I am baffled. I am flabbergasted. And I might cry later. I might legitimately cry myself to sleep tonight because Further is 8. 8. Further is number 8.
Yeah, it beat out like a bunch of other songs.
Yeah, it beat out like
It's
almost
like-
half the album.
Yeah.
It's unrightfully placed below songs that it's a lot better than, but we'll move on.
It's exactly at the halfway
It's-
point. That's
it's
that's
definitely-
successful in my eyes.
It's definitely below 7 songs that are better than it.
Yes.
Let's be real.
You're
Which
wrong.
what do we think should be the next one? I think eh.
I love
maybe-
Let You Get Away, but
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Let You Get Away.
because I mean, to be honest, like it's just the chorus is like so like catchy and
Right.
excellent.
I think
and-
that yeah. I just think that like every other song kind of does what Let You Get Away does, but to a greater extent. You know?
yeah, like Let You Get Away is like every other song is like the entire package, but like Let You Get Away is like, I think I've said this before. It's like double bubble. Like it has like the best 10 seconds of your life.
Yeah, that's what you said about fucking the cuddler on instant gratification.
Yeah, like like the song's like the best 10 seconds of my life, but it's like 10 seconds.
Yeah,
But,
I just
like,
think
let-
that like it's great.
Let You Get Away, like it has like an atmosphere. Like I said this before, it has like an atmospheric kind of building, like in the verses and especially like the intro.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the verses aren't bad, but like the chorus is like what gets me. Like I said, with the chord progression in the chorus, it's just like damn. Like it was like I remember listening to it in the car like after the show,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, damn, this is like refreshing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like a band
I can
actually like nails a chorus for once in a while. You know, I mean, of course, like the rest of the album is like incredible, like from start to finish. But like Let You Get Away is like it has like that one part that they just nail, and like the rest of the song is good. But there's other songs where like the entire song is just nailed. So
Yeah, I can agree with that.
yeah. So Let You Get Away at 7. I'm cool with that.
Hell yeah, dude.
Cool. That was
I
easy.
feel that.
All right. So what are we thinking is in contention for the number 6 spot?
I think it's automatic,
what is
guys.
going to narrowly miss the top 5?
I think it's automatic, guys. I really do.
You know, to aid the argument that I made for Further, number 6 is exactly where I have Automatic.
Bro!
I'm not opposed to it, honestly.
I think,
I mean-
you know, because Automatic is such a good song. Like, it is really slappy, but it is another song that suffers from being pretty similar in large parts of it. Like, the chorus doesn't really change a ton. It's really, like, powerful and chanty and shit, and the verses are really fun and vibey, but I don't really think it goes super far with it. It's definitely to another level of other songs where we had these same critiques of it, where it's like those moments in it are really dope, but like it doesn't really do a ton with that. It's just really solid all the time,
Yeah.
really groovy, but it doesn't go that extra mile that some other songs that are also on this list go. Like
Yeah.
how complex fucking the other song is that you thought was so
Right.
much better than Further. It's cool.
That's because it is. But like I agree
Bad feeling.
with what
That's
you're
the song
saying
that's-
about
Someone
Automatic
is
though.
bitter.
I'm absolutely bitter.
It's okay.
I've never been this angry.
Sometimes we're very passionate about the things we're wrong about. I've been in that situation many a time with many things. It's okay. We're all fallible. Some of us just have wrong opinions. It's okay.
Damn. That was one
And
way
you're
to put
allowed
it.
and you're allowed to cling to those wrong opinions as tightly as you want to. It's all subjective, so everyone is right to themselves, and that's all that matters.
Sigmund Freud once said, "Every man is a legend in their own mind."
So what do you guys think about Automatic being next?
I agree.
Oh, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm all for it too. Like I think that Automatic, like you said, like I don't think it pushes the envelope as much as any of the songs that are left. The main thing I like about Automatic is I think that this, you know, like I said about like fucking every other song almost, like the way that they just like build it and deconstruct it is just really, really fucking good. Like I think this song more than any other one is like just an absolute roller coaster of like dynamics because they just keep like building it up and stripping it back down and then building it up and then stripping it back down just so that like every time they hit you with that tasty chorus, it is punching you in the face as hard as possible because they're making sure that they're pulling back every time they're not in the chorus, so that whenever they are at the chorus, you're gonna feel just the absolute maximum force of that. And I just think that's super fucking cool. But pretty much every other song that is left also kind of does that in a way, to a certain extent at least. So I'm fine with Automatic being here.
Cool. Let's put it right in fucking stone, baby. Boom. Number
Cool.
6. Automatic.
Well,
Number 6.
We're into the top 5 now.
Whoa.
And
Damn.
I don't know what to do. I really don't.
I have one more that I think comes next, personally. And I mentioned it before, and I think, Brennan, I could be wrong. Maybe you said something about kind of being in agreement. Is that Super Love is getting close to being next? I could be wrong.
Kind of see that. Yeah.
I think...
Man, that's so tough.
Something that I feel very strongly about is that all of the last songs that we do have left are all songs that are extremely complex, especially compared to some of the stuff that came before it. Like, these are the songs where they really go, like, that extra mile. Like you were saying a lot about Bad Feeling, and I totally agree with, is that, you know, that wasn't sarcastic. It kind of sounded sarcastic. I do actually agree with the fact that Bad Feeling is really complex, but they have so much going on they didn't have to do, but it's all going on, and, like, man, it just all fucking coincides in this beautiful cacophony of beauty. Like you were saying, man, all of these songs feel like that to me, but I don't... It might be a little bit of a bias thing, but Super Love just isn't as good as the other 4 in my mind. I actually don't have a ton of reasons as to why, if I'm being completely honest with you, because I have a lot of good notes about Super Love, but when I look at that song versus the other 4, Super Love just doesn't hit that same level as for me.
I don't know, man.
What do you think could, like, compete for the next spot? Because I don't really know. There's just something inherent in me that's saying that Super Love is just a little less exciting than the others.
I totally get that critique. I think with these top 5, we're splitting hairs here.
Definitely.
It's just the bass line in Super Love, especially during the verses. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's like crack to me.
It's pretty fucking tasty. I mean,
Like,
I'll give you that.
For sure.
Like I am an absolute sucker for a good bass line, and like the song is just littered with it. And also, like, the instrumentals on top of that, like the really like I use this adjective a lot, but like the 80s sounding vocals on top of it, like, to me it's just like the whole package. However, I could see like to me, Super Love, Wrong Place, Wrong Time, and Bad Feeling are all in kind of like a similar vein. I think I've said that before.
I could get down with that. I can feel that 100%. Especially with the other 2, you know. I feel like that's a good point, honestly, that those 3, and then You Wanna Know and What You Do to Me, like, they're in their own separate little categories of, like, being a little bit more, like, adding different things, whereas, like, What You Do to Me and fucking You Wanna Know are, like, kind of similar, but, like, so incredible in that like, it kind of separates me.
You Wanna Know and You Wanna Know and What You Do to Me are, like, super vibey.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they're not doing anything like incredible. Like, I mean, they are doing things like incredibly instrumental wise, but like Super Love, Bad Feeling, and Wrong Place, Wrong Time are like way more like upbeat, like way more energetic, way more like a lot more going on. But like You Wanna Know and What You Do to Me, like I said, they're just vibey. Like there's just like this, like, even though I just said energetic, but there is like an energy, like an aura, like, to them that I think like obviously brings them like to the top of this album. Whew, man.
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, I can get behind Kyle on putting Super Love into number 5, though, I think, if that is what we're trying to decide.
Oh, I mean, that's and you're not going to get
honestly,
like
no, I love Super Love, but like of the ones left, I have the least notes. So
Yeah.
I think my
I
gut
totally
instinct
get that.
is to put that at 5, and then I don't know. Again, it's really close. Like, these top 5, I think any of these top 5 could take the number 1 spot on anybody's list, you know?
For sure.
We're really just splitting hairs at this point, but I can agree with Kyle that I think Super Love is probably 5.
Hell yeah. And before I send it to the number 5 spot, because I guess I kind of started this idea, I would like to give it props for things, because I do have some notes on it that I do really love about the song. And it's, you know, obviously we talk about the bass a lot, but something that this song does, because I've mentioned many times the transitions between parts, because I think a note that I've had a lot of times within like a lot of different songs is the word juxtaposition, because there's a lot of times where the chorus and the verse like against each other are very different things, but they manage to find a way to blend them into each other. And I've mentioned many times where like, you know, they're not as clean as some other times, and this is one of those times where it's extremely clean, that like the rock and bass hangs over and connects back into the verse. And it is that kind of vibe that you were talking about, Tyler, where like it's another just deconstructed version of that chorus, but it, for me in this song, it like swings over into it like very like there is no like this is the chorus, this is the verse. There are actual notes that carry through and hit into the verse, and it's very seamless, very smooth. I mean, obviously it's extremely groovy the entire time. The other thing I really noticed about this is the hi-hat in the drumming is really forward a lot in this song. And that might just be like something that my ear caught randomly, but like a note that I made was like, wow, that hi-hat is really given this grooviness that not a lot of other songs I feel super forward. And maybe it's because their bass is often very forward in a lot of their stuff, both guitar and like just absolutely slamming that bass drum. But I think the hi-hat in this song really rings through when it like they do some crazy syncopated like open rings and then like really fast fucking rhythms on it, that it's really dope.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know, man. It's just something about the song doesn't hold the same weight as the other four that are left in just pure like craftsmanship in my mind, because they do a lot of really cool stuff. Like I just said, a lot of really good things about it, and those are awesome. But it doesn't really, I don't know, man. Like I said, there's like an inherent feeling that Super Love just isn't to that same level. It's incredible and deserves to be like in the top 5. I was kind of feeling that. I'm glad we pushed it here. I brought it up as one of the other ones to compete with further, but you know, Super Love was one that I had in my personal 5 too. But you know, I think this is a really solid place for it. It feels really good that it got to the top 5, and it's very close. But like, and it's groovy. But these other 4 songs, man, they're the slappers to me.
I was listening to it while you were talking and like totally getting all like your notes and like everything. Oh man, I mean personally, this is Super Love is the song I listen to the most off this album.
Really? I respect that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
down.
just I don't personally, but like I'm super down with that.
Oh no, that's but everything you said like hits a nail right in the head. Like the transitions like between like especially after like the first chorus, so like the bass is just kind of riding out, and the singer is he just starts like singing over it, and all of a sudden the bass cuts, and it's just like boom, like right back into the verse. It's just like, whoa, like this is next fucking level. Mm-hmm. And of course, like in the choruses, like I said, like you have the low singer and like the drummer hitting highs like together, and they're just like, it's super catchy. There's, like I said, the transitions to me are just like crisp and pinpoint. Like you guys are gonna get like you're not gonna get like an epic argument from me to be like, no, there's no way this should be number 5. But like, I don't know. It's like my like one of my favorite songs from Don Broco. Period. Like I really love this song. Yeah. However, I definitely get you guys' argument that the other songs, I don't necessarily think they're better, but I do think that like they're deserving because they are that good. Song,
because like the more we talk about it and the more we're talking about how good Super Love is, the only other song I really can see possibly being under it is maybe Bad Feeling.
I disagree with that 1,000%, but we all knew that.
I mean, I want to say Wrong Place, Wrong Time, but I fucking love that song too.
Yeah, I mean,
damn, dude. Wrong Place, Wrong
I could
Time,
see
man.
that too, honestly.
I mean, I
feel like I feel like the next 2 spots should be Super Love and Wrong Place, Wrong Time in any order. Now that you bring that up.
I mean, I fucking love that song.
I do too.
Like literally, I think the top 8 of this, like the top 8 that we have, I think are like the powerhouses of this album
for sure.
So I mean, I really can't be mad. Personally, I just like Super Love more. However, I mean, if someone like told me like Wrong Place, Wrong Time is better and like gave me reasons, I'd be like, okay, I'll buy that. Yeah. But I mean, I would put Super Love over Wrong Place, Wrong Time. But I fucking love Wrong Place, Wrong Time.
Yeah, me too.
Straight up, like I said, like these 3, Super Love, Wrong Place and Bad Feeling are like, they're so similar and so incredible.
I think Wrong Place, Wrong Time, like, I didn't even take like a ton of notes on it because I feel like Wrong Place, Wrong Time, like, it just does everything that you would expect it to do, and it does it perfectly. Like, it has great layering, great building, it's insanely catchy, it's super punchy, super, like, driving. It's just, like, an absolute fucking banger of a song. There is nothing wrong with it at all, you know?
And I gotta say, I absolutely love the verses of Wrong Place, Wrong Time. Like, where it's just, like, it's literally the intro, but then, like, okay, like, they have the intro with, like, the guitar part, and then, like, all of a sudden they just bring in the drums, and it's just, like, Rob Dimiani just, like, singing on top of that. It's just, ooh, it just hits, dude.
I also I really like the part at the end where they start, like, getting crazy with it. They have, like, the guitar licks, like that shit.
I was
like,
just about to mention that, too.
Is so fucking good. Like, that's my favorite part of the song.
And honestly, upon re-listening to the song, because you mentioned how you didn't take a lot of notes on it. For me, I took a dick ton of notes about the song because it's one of those ones I have not listened to in a very long time because it's near the end of the album. It comes in my shuffle. I just don't really often hear this one. But damn, man, was I sleeping on it. Like I said, this is the song for me on re-listen that, like, blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Because, like, like you said, you guys are hitting it on the head, obviously, with, like, you know, it just does everything so right with the building, the fucking punchiness, the crazy guitar licks. The chorus even has, like, the really iconic, like, lower vocals with the accent, with the really high vocals soaring over it. But something I noticed, speaking of the plucky stuff, because that is awesome, you're right, is that there's a couple times earlier in the song where all of a sudden, like, the bass will go, ba-dum, like, it'll hit the pluckiness throughout. Just little bits, like, all over the place. And then at the end, it culminates to, like, that guitar riff just getting added, like, a ton of that pluckiness in. And oh my gosh. And I mean, like, obviously, like, the breakdown where it's just the drums singing the wrong place at the wrong time stuff is, like, super fucking powerful. It is anytime any band does that in any song ever. But... oh my god!
Honestly,
the double time ending, powering through to the very the finale of that song, man. Oh my god, that song is so tasty, bro.
The more we talk about this, the more I definitely don't want it to be 5. So can we lock Super Love into 5?
I'm down.
Okay.
I'm down.
I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Okay.
You guys both started to sound like you were on the train of putting that one next, and I was like, no, wait.
I was thinking about it, but now, like, the more I'm talking about it, I'm like, no, I love that song way too much to put that into 5. I think it's objectively better than Super Love, in my opinion.
I was just re-listening to it, and I heard, like, the guitar part, and then, like, you were saying the breakdown where it's just vocals and drums, all of a sudden it picks right back up into double time to end it. I'm like, dude, fucking whoa.
Do we think that... I think now, like, top 4 is a literal toss-up.
100%, dude.
Because, I don't fucking know. I love all of these songs so much.
I mean, for me, the top 5 is a toss-up, but...
Same.
But then again, Super Love locking in a 5. I'm not going to argue.
See, for me, because I mentioned to you guys, I said at the very beginning, there are 4 songs to me that, like, stand out amongst the rest of the crowd. Obviously, one of them... is Further. We all know that. One of them
is shit.
Yes. No, let's not go that far.
Just kidding. I love Further.
That's a straight up lie. That song is great.
But the other 3 to me are You Want to Know What You Do to Me and Wrong Place, Wrong Time. And it's not that I don't think Bad Feeling is incredible. Because obviously, when I brought up the fact that it could be below the other ones, it made it seem like I really didn't like it. That is not the case. I love Bad Feeling. It's really fucking groovy. I love it when they put fucking xylophone and shit in. I play that instrument a ton. Like, and there's just so many weird little moments in that song, and it's very complex. Like you said, they did not have to do that, but they did it. But I think with the other 3 songs left on this album, I feel like it just isn't... I mean, like I said it, you guys just disagree with it, but I just feel like these other 3 songs are way more them than this song is. But... obviously, that point is kind of mute because you guys keep shutting it down. But that's just my feeling.
I'm going to say something that is going to kind of like pain me to my core.
Oh, I really thought you were going to say that you guys.
This is a repeat of like me, like putting the cuddler in a low spot in instant gratification when like it's one of my favorite tracks on the album. So. You Want to Know is my favorite Don Broco song of all time.
Oh my god.
I think it should be number 4.
Oh my god.
Just looking at all of these, I just think that the other ones are technically better. I think the other ones are technically better.
Oh, Tyler.
I just like...
Tyler.
It's my favorite, but like I just think the other ones are better on a technical level. It's the catchiest. It's my favorite to listen to. It is literally my favorite Don Broco song ever of all time. Nothing will probably ever beat it. But like in my super objective, non-biased mindset that I'm putting myself into for this podcast, I don't know if it is objectively better than the other 3 songs that we have left. We keep talking about like how fucking like how like layered and insane and just incredibly crafted these other songs are. And like You Want to Know is also very well crafted. It's insanely good. I just feel like the other 3 songs just kind of take it a little bit further in some of those areas than You Want to Know does, just on a technical level. I'm not saying I would rather listen to these other songs above that. I just think from a completely 100% objective standpoint, and if I get outvoted on this, like whatever, I'm not like dead set on this. It's just my brain is going toward putting that at 4 because I just don't know if it really does anything more than those other 3 songs. And you can fight me if I'm wrong. I would love to hear arguments if you don't want this to happen. This is where my brain is going, and it kind of pains me because it's my favorite song by them. But like, right now it seems like it's the most logical move.
First of all, I returned. Hello, I'm back. It was also a really good excuse for me because I had to pee. That's kind of why that reaction was as over the top it was, because I really needed to piss. You can cut that if you want. I don't care. But
no, keep that shit. That was
yeah, you can keep it. It's fine. Everyone can know the explanation of the bit. It's fine. Because I am kind of appalled that you said it. But honestly, your points do also kind of ring a little true. Kind of.
See, Tyler,
I don't know.
I can't help but give you a ton of respect for taking what, in my opinion, is one of the best Don Broco songs ever and actually judging it for what it is.
I know it's hard to do.
And honestly, in my power ranking, I switched it around a lot because I completely understand where you're coming from and the fact that like it doesn't have, like you said earlier, it's like this cacophony of beauty for like Bad Feeling, and you know, for me, like Super Love is just like this super tasty jam of like all sorts of different things going on, and then Wrong Place, Wrong Time has like, it's just the same thing. There's just so much energy, and then like What You Do to Me, like What You Do to Me, when I listen to that in my truck on the way home from work, like that song just brings like a passion of like, okay, like this dude has been like betrayed by somebody, and especially like in the end, like when the chorus changes and like the actual lyrics change,
mm-hmm.
and when like Rob Damiani's like, "You blame me," it's like, damn, like this dude was a victim like the entire song, and now he's like, I see what's going on, like,
mm-hmm.
damn. But you want to know, dude? Holy shit, you're blowing my mind.
I know. I just like
because it's but all of your points totally make sense, and fuck, man, because I mean, it is like it's like my favorite song. Like these top 4 are like, fuck, damn it, dude.
I think it's like a painfully tough call, but like I really do think that it's the right one.
And you know, the more I think about it, the more I think I should back it. Even though it pains me, I do think the last 3 songs do bring more to the table. A lot more to the table.
Yeah.
Especially like intricacy wise. But I mean, maybe not so much like What You Do to Me, but even then, like I said, like What You Do to Me is just like such a fucking vibe.
Yeah.
Like it's like that song is like so powerful to me.
Yeah. What You Do to Me is awesome. Like, especially like the part, like the bridge at the end where they do like the hold it up, whatever, and they're like, that shit is awesome. Like, it's so good. Like,
and
how
then
did
like
they
that
even
cuts
come up
in
with that shit?
with the lyrics, like when the lyrics normally come back in, it like the hold it up still connects with the lyrics, but it's still with the echoing. It's so cool.
I mean, it's like
crazy
good.
It's on like Philosopher King levels of bridges.
For real. Like, it's
For
just,
me.
I don't even understand how they came up with that shit. Like, it works so well. Or they just like it's another part where they're like building back into something, but like they're doing it in such a clever way of like Kyle was saying, like they keep the hold it up part coming in, but like they're mixing in like other like actual like singing and shit back into it, and like they keep throwing it back in. It's like a tossed salad of music-y goodness.
Damn, that's the hottest fucking thing you've ever done.
That was
Tyler's
awesome. All about that chili ring,
man.
bro.
I'm all about that tossed salad, baby.
Yeah, but just like You Want to Know doesn't have that. It doesn't have any of these extra little flavor bits that these other three songs have.
Oh,
you know?
Damn.
Like I said, I can't help but respect that you made this really tough call. And I think you're correct.
Kyle, do you
as
have
much as it fucking hurts me.
I know. Kyle, do you have any final thoughts to say about You Want to Know before we walk
this
in
is one
here?
of those ones where you've outvoted me, which happens a lot. But it's one of those ones where it kind of I kind of feel where you guys are coming from for sure, and it just kind of like is confusing because like this song is so good, you know, like it is fantastic. It does all like the crazy building, has some crazy fucking instrumental little riffs and stuff going on, but like Brennan said, man, Tyler, your argument is like super sound, and I cannot come up with a reason to compete with it because like the other three songs all do a lot more. The only argument I would throw out, and it's the one that I've kept dying on, is the one that I don't think Bad Feeling gets right into their fucking little sweetness as much as You Want to Know does. I can't believe that, because like I said that before, and I didn't think it was going to be like a major point, but the point where it's beating out You Want to Know is kind of crazy to me. But like, I also agree that Bad Feeling does a lot more. I think You Want to Know is pretty formula for them, you know? I feel like that is like the quintessential Don Broco song in my mind.
It is,
personally.
yeah.
I
It's
mean,
like,
it
it's
was
like There
someone
Will Be
show.
a Night, basically.
It was their first
basically,
single they released.
Yeah.
That's
and I
not
think
true. They had a full album before this album came
Well,
out.
I'm saying from this record.
Oh, yeah. I
Because
thought you meant like
they
in
released
general.
this-
I was like, that's
They
not
released
true.
this like a whole year before the actual album came out.
Was it really that much earlier?
Really? Damn.
Here, let me.
So I looked it up and I found out that it was the first one, but I didn't know how far.
Yeah, they had an album called Priorities.
Yeah.
But yeah, they released. Hold on, I just had it.
Which I want to say that like Automatic was their first like internationally released album, because I feel like Priorities didn't get released in the US until after Automatic.
No, yeah, and Automatic didn't get released in the US until 2016.
Yeah.
But it was released in Britain on August 7th, 2015.
Okay, yeah.
But You Want to Know, You Want to Know actually came out in 2013.
Damn, I didn't realize.
Whoa.
Well, I guess like
Yeah,
the
so
club. It was probably like the Club Sex version, right?
Well, no, it was. I guess the Club Sex version was like a demo, but the actual version that's in the album was what was released.
Interesting.
And
Damn, I did not know it was that old.
Originally, they released it as a standalone, and then eventually released it as a bundled EP, probably with the Club Sex mix, and featuring various remixed versions of the song.
Damn, I had no idea. I guess I am a fake fan piece of shit.
This is the weirdest timeline for Americans to see of this band. It's just so like, but like 2013, but the album came out in 2016. But really, there was an album that came out before it, but that only released in Britain. That one came after the one that came before it in America.
It's like
You
talking
know?
about fucking
Dumb.
anime lore.
Holy
Like,
shit! They
basically.
re-released Automatic in the United States on November 11th, 2016. So an entire year and like
Over a year, yeah, like
a
like
whole
3
year and
months-ish.
3 months
Damn.
after it released in England,
Damn.
which is Holy shit.
They had to listen over some tea and crumpets, and they were like, yeah, it's good enough for them American blokes. And
It's
they sent it across
squash
the
and
ocean.
biscuits, actually.
Well, you know me, uncultured Kyle. But
you can't even get Don Broco right, bro.
yeah, I mean, that seems to be the trend of these album reviewers. I don't get any of them right, but that's okay. I'm okay with being that, I guess. I won't. I'll cry still. But so we going with we doing the painful move. We doing
we're doing the painful move.
It's
you want to know it's locked in at 4.
It's totally taking the wind out of my sails.
Yeah,
but
I don't know if I can go on.
Like you said, Tyler's argument's totally sound.
Yeah, I can't compete with it.
And now we're in like an even tougher scenario because we have 3 songs left, all of which, in my opinion, are good enough to be the number 1 song. So we really need to figure this out. Anybody want to take a stab?
Dumbfounded.
What?
I'm like dumbfounded.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I am going to throw in my 2 cents. That
I wonder what it could be.
Won't win probably, but I think Bad Feelings should be number 1.
Yeah, I kind of figured. At this point, the way you kept on making arguments, like, it's probably not the best, but, like, top 5, well, it's probably not.
Like, the more we talk about it,
the
more I just can't justify, like, I just think it's better. If I get outvoted, I don't care. I'm not like that.
At first, the very first thing Tyler said was it has to be top 3.
And it made it, so I'm happy.
Personally, out of these 3, I feel it's number 2.
Really?
Okay. What do you think is number 3?
Man, probably Wrong Place, Wrong Time.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking you were going to say What You Do to Me. But I don't know. This is just such a fucking toss-up, man.
For me, yeah, I mean, shit, you put a gun to my head tomorrow, I'd probably go the other way.
We're in another weird scenario, final 3, like we were with the Stand Atlantic, because I have a completely different opinion of what order these songs should go in.
We can't have a fucking slugfest like we did at the Pink Elephant review. I don't have time for that.
I think these 3 songs are a lot closer to each other than the Stand Atlantic version was, where I felt like very passionate about a certain way.
Yeah.
I think these ones are very much more liquid in my mind.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I think these 4 are all pretty close in my mind, honestly.
Yeah,
I think all 5 are close.
I think all 5 are close. Yeah,
yeah.
For me, it was 5 was good.
I think the top 8 are just really good.
That's a good place. You know what, Ty? I really like that you said 8. That was a pretty cool number.
I said at the beginning of the podcast, I'm like, there are 8 songs I think that are just dominant.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. And you said that 8 was in there from the beginning. So,
I think that there's 15 songs in this album that I enjoy.
I don't agree. I think there's 14. I like 15.
Oh, shit.
I like
15, fuck. Because, like, What You Do to Me just has, like, I don't know, the song just has so much weight.
Have we even talked about What You Do to Me yet?
Very little.
I mean,
other
I did
than, like,
little
the fucking
bit,
Hold It Up part that we gushed over.
Hold it up.
I mean, we gushed a little bit about it.
It's
I feel like, I know we've, like, talked to death about Bad Feeling, and I think we've talked a lot about Wrong Place, Wrong Time.
Yeah.
I think, hopefully in post I'll probably be going back to it and be like, we didn't talk about this at all. But, I mean, it's been like a 2-hour recording. I don't remember at this point.
Well, I mean, I'll start with What You Do to Me, I guess, because I really like this song. I immediately in my notes, I was like, this has to be one of the top 3. I was like, this is incredible. And it's pretty great that it got here. I'm kind of leaning towards it being number 1 in my personal mind, but that's just me. It seems like I'm getting outvoted on that, but, themes have to hold up for an entire episode of something.
I mean, I think I'm getting out. Brennan was the one.
Oh, wait, Brennan, you said Bad Feeling was 2?
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, no. So I think that's probably what it's going to be.
Oh, wow. This seems kind of set in stone.
If I guys are on the same wavelength, then I think
I'd probably have Bad Feeling 2 and Wrong Place, Wrong Time at 3.
Well, anyways, what I think about What You Do to Me is obviously, this song, we've brought up many great points about this band many times, and they've all been in little moments of songs, and we've said that those little moments beat other songs. I think What You Do to Me takes every single one of those little cool things and puts them into a single song, and it's a beautiful just piece of music. Like, there's an awesome building from like the acousticness up to like the chorus hitting and being really slammy. There's a lot of juxtaposition of that acousticness to the heaviness. The vocals get really smooth and kind of soar. There's that really awesome transition between the hold it up to like the other lyrics in the song. The ending's really fucking pleasing. The layering of the voice is incredible. There's just so many things that this song does that are points that we've brought up about, like little moment points about other songs that are all in this song. Obviously, songs like Bad Feeling do a little bit more of that outlandish, like crazy extra stuff than this one does. But it still has acoustic guitar, which is not something that's very present in a lot of other stuff. The chanting being kind of spliced with other stuff isn't something that they really do anywhere else, but they do it in this one. So that kind of stuff is present, not to the level of Bad Feeling. And a lot of these little moments aren't to the same level as other songs. But this song does them all so well and makes it one cohesive package that also slaps near to the degree of You Want to Know. Like, this feels like the culmination of this album in my mind.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the more we talk about it, like, the more I can agree with that. Like, this song is just so well crafted, and it really does just kind of give you everything that you want from, like, a Don Broco song. Like, it gives you all the best parts of, like, the way they do things in this album. And like you were saying, like, with the acoustic guitar stuff, like, this is, I think, the only song on the album with acoustic guitar. Like, the way they blend it into, like, their regular, like, punchy 80s rock vibe, you know? It's just super cool. I love the way that, like, when they go into the second verse, like, the drums are way more prominent, and, like, it's kind of like a more driving feel, but they still keep the acoustic riffs in the background so that it's, like, it mirrors the beginning of the song. Like, oh my God. It's so good. Like, it's just such a well-crafted song. So, like, if y'all want this to be number one, I'm not going to fight you on it at all.
Brennan, would you like to say your words about the best song on this album?
Oh, dude, fucking yeah. Well, once again, I muted my mic and I listened to the song while you guys were talking.
Hell yeah.
And it's just, it nails everything. Like you guys said, like the acoustic guitar, like with the intro, and how like the intro like rides into the verse, and like I was gushing over a lot of the bass lines on this, and like, the bass line's not intricate, but like it's just like there's just like a force to it, and it's just like has like a nice like underline of the song, like with the acoustic guitar, and of course like Rob Damiani's just like doing his thing in the verse. But when the chorus hits and he says, "What you do to me," you like in the background you can hear the drummer just take off. Like he just hits like it's just like the perfect like backing note. Like, oh my, like I said, if you listen to it, like I don't want to like try to like fucking replicate it or anything, but like it's just like it hits so nice, and he says, "What you do to me" again, and then like the drummer takes over and he's singing, and it's like, you know, I see what you get and what's been going on, like. It just, and then of course, the transition from the first chorus to the second verse, like Tyler said, it mirrors the intro, and then like the drums have like a little more punch to them, and it's just, oh man, it's just so good. Like it to me, it's just perfection. Like, yeah, other songs have more going on, but like this is just nailing it, bro. And then it goes right into the second, like. The second chorus is like exactly the same, but like, ooh, it's just so good. And then it like falls off a cliff into Holding Up. Oh, fucking A, dude. And then like I said before, in the third chorus, like they go through the chorus, and then it like, they kind of like do it again, but like I said, the lyrics change. And Rob Damiani saying like, "How you blame me," and just like the power in his voice is just like, damn, like I just keep thinking in my head like, okay, someone like double crossed him, or like maybe a girl like cheated on him or something, like somehow she's like flipping the script and he's like pissed off about it, and you know, he just has like all this like pent up like energy about it. I mean, not so much rage, but just like, oh my gosh, like how the fuck could you blame me for this? It's just like like the song title is just perfect. It's like, "What you do to me," like it just shows. I mean, it's not like it is a roller coaster, but like it shows like just the darkness that like some people can like make people feel. And I think the song is just perfectly like epitomizes that. And like I said, there's just so much weight to it. Like I was listening to it in my truck, and I was like singing along, and I'm like, damn, like this, like to me, like this is just the track. Like to me, like this song and You Want to Know were like in contention for number one. I mean, just on my personal ranking.
Yeah.
But like, it's just like, dude, like there's just so much fucking weight to it, and it's just, ugh. Like I love Bad Feeling, I love Wrong Place, Wrong Time, and they have so much going on, and they're so like versatile and intricate and layered, and but What You Do to Me is just like an expose and like just perfect songwriting. Like that's just, it's just, to me, it's like it's the pinnacle of like Don Broco, and like what I absolutely love about this band.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Hell
So
yeah.
I guess we're locking it in. Is that gonna be What You Do to Me 1, Bad Feeling 2, Wrong Place, Wrong Time 3? Is that what we're going with?
Brennan, that's your call, because I personally like Wrong Place, Wrong Time over Bad Feeling, and Tyler likes Bad Feeling more. But I know you already said that you were kind of leaning towards Bad Feeling being 2. I'll leave it up to you, because I know you like both of them a lot. So I'm kind of surprised that that's... And I know Tyler said he was surprised too. But... So I will pose the question to you again. What do you think are your 2 and 3? Because I'm curious to know the inner machinations of your mind. Because I really thought your vibe
They
would
are
totally,
an enigma.
Well, they are an enigma. That they would. I thought I feel as though I have some sense of what your taste of music is, and I really thought it was gonna lean more towards Wrong Place, Wrong Time. But
man, Wrong Place, Wrong Time. Wrong Place, Wrong Time is just like a really, 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 really catchy, like powerful, like, I don't want to say quick because it is over 3 minutes, but it kind of is like a quick punch of a song.
Mm-hmm.
But it's incredible though. But I feel like Bad Feeling is better because Bad Feeling, like I said, it's in the same vein. It's quick, it's punching, it's catchy, it's like everything I just described, but it has like a bunch of just unforeseen instruments that I totally wouldn't expect. But I guess where Kyle's coming from as far as it not being in the wheelhouse, like it is. I think the thing that's different is the amount of like different instruments, but the sound they produce is just Don Broco to me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just the instruments themselves are different, not so much the sound.
Right.
But, I mean, Kyle probably disagrees, but
well, I think it's a really interesting
it.
way of putting it. Honestly, like it's a lot of different instruments creating that same sound. I could see that more so than.
Yeah, because I mean it is
so
like the intro like cracks me up because it's just I don't even know the instrument, but like
it's like a xylophone or some shit, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't even know. At one point it sounds like there's a vibraphone in there because it kind of rings like a metal tone, and then there's like a almost like a plunky noise. I really don't know how to describe it. I really don't know what that is either because like part of me thinks it might be a xylophone, but it also seems a little electronic to me. So I really don't know what's happening.
It's hard to tell.
That song is baffling because that song I don't. It's very odd.
Like the intro, like I said, like it's just like it's just like what is that? It's so good, but what is it?
I know.
Oh man. So I mean, I don't know. I prefer Bad Feeling over Wrong Place, Wrong Time, but I still love Wrong Place, Wrong Time. I think that song is incredible. But I got to give the nod to Bad Feeling.
Tight. Well, boys, we made it to the end of another long and thrilling episode of Power Rankings. Here is the definitive list of all the songs from Don Broco's Automatic in the correct order of quality. At number 14 is I Got Sick. Number 13, Fire. Number 12, Nerve. Number 11, Keep On Pushing. Number 10, Money, Power, Fame. Number 9, Tough on You. Number 8, Further. Number 7, Let You Get Away. Number 6, Automatic. Number 5, Super Love. Number 4, You Wanna Know. Number 3, wrong place, wrong time. Number 2, bad feeling. And number 1, what you do to me. Boys, it's done. It is in stone. The list is correct. It is out there on the internet for everybody to disagree with, and for no one to notice. But it's here, and it's done.
That's not where I thought you were going. That was awesome.
Oh my gosh.
And I think we made ourselves a very solid, perfect list. And I would not change a dang thing.
I got sick at number 1.
Some very lost person is going to put that at their number 1.
Someone who doesn't grasp the idea of good music is going to like reverse this list.
Someone who like
this is sacred
from like 1950 and just woke up from cryo sleep, and that's the first song they've ever heard, is gonna think that is just the pinnacle of music.
On a plate.
They're either gonna think it's like satanical or it's incredible.
I'd like to imagine there's at least one person out there that went through this entire album and the entire time went, I don't know. And then they got to the club sex mix and they were like, oh my God! And they just vibed to it so hard and they're like, this is the best song I've ever heard, dude. Wow! I hope that's somebody out there. I hope that's the person that listens to this, so they can be so mad that we didn't even technically include it on our list.
And if that is you, make sure you let us know in the comments below.
Slam that like button, mister.
Smash that fucking like button.
Whatever you are, just bam, like it, subscribe, so you can hear us make you mad even more.
Yeah. But here's the time of the show where I tell you to do all the things, and most of you don't. But that's okay, because some of you do. And I appreciate those of you that do. And what am I talking about? Commenting below your personal rankings, telling us if you agree or disagree with us. All of that stuff really helps us out. Hearing from you, the humans of the internet. Also, if you give this video a big ol' heckin' like, that also helps out a ton and helps us to continue making these. Also, make sure, if you're not subscribed already, that you go and hit that big old dang old subscribe button and subscribe to the Talks a Lot Boys so you can hear more quality content like this.
Yeah.
Woo.
We upload semi-frequently. And
so hit that notification bell.
You want to, ring-a-ling-ding on that little old bell so that you can...
Ring-a-ding-ling.
Yeah, we also have the social medias. Search for the Talks a Lot Boys on fucking anything. You'll find us. So you can follow along with us when Brennan sometimes uploads. And then you can find out that we have videos via that way as well.
Yeah.
But that's all the rambling that I have to do for today. So, we have been the Talks a Lot Boys. We will talk a whole lot more next time. Boy.
See ya. Bye.